Right, let's fade that out and stop that. Welcome, another stream. Yeah, gonna be basically looking at what we're doing today. Today we are looking at the Tracker Plus and the Tonverk together. So I did a jam at the weekend where I used them both together, and it went quite well. I want to kind of show what I did with the drums on that, because I think people thought that the glitchiness was from the Tracker when it was actually from the Tonverk. I'm going to hit my mic loads and mess up, move that around annoyingly. Yeah, so where have I got to so far? So we've got 2 blank projects. I've loaded some drum samples onto the Tracker Plus. I'm going to pop those onto the first 8 tracks, or some of the first 8 tracks, and then that Tracker Plus is running into the Tonverk, and at the moment, let me try that. Yeah, at the moment, if you go to channel 16 source, that's just going straight to the out A and B. I will change that in a minute. Right, so drums on the Tracker Plus. Right, let's put some drums down. So maybe I should have done this in advance. Who knows? Record on helps. Kick. Is that too quiet? I'll put it all down and then I can just turn it up if need be. Yeah, that's the other thing. Tempo. Where are we going with tempo? Let's do this really slow, because it was 120 at the weekend. Let's go for 65. Let's do a really slow down tempo thing. Nice. Slightly off beat. What does that sound like? And why is that not doing what it's supposed to do? Config. Fun fact. That's fine. No. MIDI config is per project on the Tonverk. Well, there you go. Yeah, that should be fine. Whereas it's global on the Tracker Plus. Just simple things that trip you up like that. Is that loud enough? Oh, that will get loud in a minute, don't worry. Turn it up on there for now and I'll turn it down in a minute. Let's give it some hats. Oh yeah, the dog's going to go nuts because someone's coming to fix my van on the drive, so that will be what that is. I might have to go and check if they're alright in a second. I'm just going to give it... oh, hang on. So if I give that... So if I do that for note, and it's an FX, and I fill it, just did it on that one, because I didn't select the right range. So, select all the range, hit fill, do it for where there's a note, volume random, 5868. I tend to treat volume on the Tracker Plus kind of like velocity, because it doesn't have velocity in that way, and it's called V anyway. It's a bit loud. So that just gives some variation to those hats. Cool. I'm not going to bother. Yeah, let's name stuff. Always good practice, right? And you, if you've tuned in now live or later on, you just want to watch me name stuff incorrectly as well. Just get these names in, and then I'm just going to quickly nip and look out the window and check that everything's okay outside, and then we'll move on from there. Typical, isn't it? Everything happens at once. It's not a snare, it's a snare. Right, cool. Bear with me 1 second. Right, we're all good. Okay, so at the moment, the drums from the tracker are going into the Tonverk and just going straight out A and B. I'm now going to route these to a bus. So some people route them to tracks because you can, in theory, then put 4 lots of effects on them. I'm just going to route them to a bus because I don't think I want to put 4 lots of effects on them. So I've just routed them to, oh no, that's track 4, to bus 4. So bus 4 is number 12. So it's weird because when you look at the routing, it talks about buses 1 to 4 and sends 1 to 3, but they're obviously 9 to 12 and 13 to 15, and then that's what it puts in the screen as well. So it's a bit like, why didn't you just call it that on the actual thing? You know, consistency across the thing, but yeah, such is life. And at the moment there's no effects, so if we add, so this is what I did at the weekend. If we add the degrader, you can then start glitching up those drums with the degrader. I don't know if it'll work as well with slower drums. And then the other thing I did is, if we make one of the LFOs, where is it? So you can send an assign an LFO to the dropouts, and then subtly affect the dropouts. This crossfader control, I need to go back to the manual and read what it does, because I'm not entirely sure. Or let me know in the comments. Hello, Davy the Hug Monster. Nice to see you. So that's added some variation to that, giving it a bit more of a weird feel to it. And then the other thing is compression. weird that the compressor on this starts with the makeup gain as like a huge amount, which I think is a bit odd, because invariably I tend to use compression quite lightly, like not a huge amount of compression. So kind of crunchy, a bit glitchy. Yeah, changes what was quite a simple pattern into something a bit more interesting in a random way. Obviously you could do that over here on the Polyend Tracker if you wanted to. And it's quite, like the effects on the Tonverk are quite impactful. Is that the right word? I don't know. But basically a little goes a long way with some of them, so I tend to try and not try and do things subtly. That could be more my choices in musical life. Right, nice. So, what was the other thing I wanted to look at today? So this is what I did the weekend, so I thought I'd show how I did that. Rather than it being glitch on the tracker, it was glitch on the Tonverk. Let's copy that pattern and then add some variety to it. Doesn't want that there, but we will put that somewhere. Let's put it there. I use this shotgun snare sound quite a lot. It's probably too loud. It's got some delay built into the sample as well, so kind of works quite well into that glitch. Cool. So that's pattern 2 over on the tracker. Remember that. Right, I want to do something else on here. I want to look at subtracks, super tracks even. So if I get a subtract machine up, let's just stop. 12-bit vinyl. Let's use that one. Right, let's put that on there. Yeah, 7. Cool. That does work. Right. Oh, I know what I've done now. No. So, fun fact, if you have a trigger already and you change the number of pages, sequence length on the Tonverk, I think, from memory, it then copies it across to all the new pages automatically. So that's just worth mentioning or bearing in mind. I wish that it only did that if you had record on, because that would make more sense. But it does do it when you haven't got record on, which is annoying. Well, it's not annoying, it's just you have to learn to live with that. So, super tracks. My microphone's in the way of track 1 here, hang on. So if you press track 1, right, press track 1 once. How do I get out of that then? Interesting. I'm now stuck in the super track. So basically you press track 1 twice to get into the super track, which I've never done before. And now it's, I don't know, is that the normal? Yeah, to get into the super track, and then you press the subtrack to edit that subtrack. Okay, right. So I think when you get this select subtrack to edit, you're in the super track, which has its own sequencer lane, which means you can do parameter locks on it, I believe. I've not used this, so welcome to learning how to do stuff on the fly. Yes, that one. So if we go to step 7, go to trig, put a retrig, and then we turn the probability down to 60, 70. Well, we should probably see if it works first, but does this then re-trigger only on occasions? Of course, it's only on the first part of the bar. Maybe I should have kept it at 16. Let's take the probability way down. But it's probability of it playing, isn't it? Not probability of it re-triggering. So it's always going to re-trigger when it plays. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. What I want to do is conditional. Let's do it on 3 of 3. It's still re-triggering it, isn't it? Right, let's get rid of that. Try again. So, re-trigger, conditional. Let's do 1 of 4, 3 of 4. Right. Again, it's only when it plays, isn't it? So you can't have a normal. This is me working out the Elektron sequencer. You can't just have a normal note and then a re-triggered note on the third of 4 bars, 4 times around, unless you use fill. Okay, cool, right. So that one, re-trigger, condition is on fill, and then it should play it normally unless I hit the fill button, right? Lost its note. Okay. It's got its note. There's little things in this that trip me up, like the fact the fill button's latching momentary by default, which I kind of don't like. I prefer it was latching by default. That works. Cool, that works. Right. So the other thing I wanted to test, so I'm just testing stuff and you're watching me do it live, is whether you can put a p-lock after that works. Let's have no conditions on it. Sorry. No conditions. I'll get rid of that. No. It's now like you have to have conditions. Okay, fine. Why does that put that as a note? No. P-locks only. This one. Retrigger, no condition. And play. No, it doesn't play the note at all. Fun facts. Fun times. Why is it not? Step edit. That note. Not that note. That note. That note there. Yep, it's there. No, it's got conditional lock on it. Right, just get rid of that. Get really confusing really quickly. Because of p-locks, I've discovered. Interesting, because now it's not even playing that. If anybody knows why it's not doing that, let me know. I don't understand. What I will say, so what I'm trying to do here is, what's going on in my head? On the tracker, as I talked about previously, there's this whole thing whereby note off is very important, in that often if you put on a note, if you have something triggered, as in it plays that sample, and then you can put an effect 2 steps later and it will do what that effect is on the sample you've just triggered. So you can do like delay fade outs quite easily, and you can do like re-triggers that then fade out quite easily. So I was curious as to whether a parameter lock on the Tonverk has to be on the note and then, I don't know, on the note and then create that parameter, or whether you can put it 2 steps later, for example, when the sample's still playing, and then it will do the thing. I have a feeling it's the former, but if anybody knows, let me know. Because it's not, that kind of behavioural thing, it's not the kind of stuff they talk about in the manual. So I mean, I can read it till I'm blue in the face, but it's not going to tell me. So let's just go back to it being simple. Or maybe we'll just start again and see if it works. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't behave the same. So I guess you have to put your p-locks or your parameter locks on your notes. And if you want to have, I keep pressing down when I mean up. If you want to have something like I'm trying to do here, you need it to be. You need to have two notes, which won't sound the same. Yeah, okay, interesting. But then again, it's different anyway because the Elektron box doesn't deal with off states in the way that the tracker does. So on a, I don't know, I'm doing retrig series to try and test it out, but on a retrig on the Tracker Plus, you have to put an off, or the retrig carries on forever, unless you use like the volume up, volume down, or retrigs which behave differently. Obviously on the, well, not obviously, but on the Elektron box, your retrig has a velocity and a time. So it's a different concept. Excuse me. Completely. Right, we've got a beat. Cool. Let's add some bass. I might send that weird noise I just created though to a bus and add some delay to it though. Weird. So here it says bus 2 and then it turns 10. It says 10, but on that screen we were in earlier, here it says bus 1 and then it's got a little 9 underneath it. On the screen we were on earlier, it definitely just said 12. It's weird. There's definitely some weirdness with consistency on some stuff, and I mean it's not what's the word? It's not a massive issue. It's just confuses me slightly. It's a bit more subtle. Right. Bass. How low can you go? Multiplayer. Stop that for a minute. Nice bass. So these are the Elektron ones. Headphones I'm wearing aren't great for bass, so don't really know how these sound completely. Let's go down to... So at the weekend I was trying to multi-sample the Tracker Plus and I just could not get it to give me like the timbre of it, if that's the word. Although that sounds better today than it did. It sounds better today than it did the weekend because it sounds different. It's different though. It's different to what the bass sounds like here. On the old unit that I sent back, I did multi-sample the MT101 though, and that seemed to work really well. So let's do that one. Increase the sustain. Obviously, it's polyphonic, so you'll notice the notes overlapped there. Way to go. Right, what did we have going? And so, mistake I made there. Didn't set the length of the sequence before live recording what I wanted to record. So the default length is 16. So therefore, if I'd continued recording like that, it would have just overwritten itself all the time. Simple things trip you up. So function undo. No, it doesn't work there. So the function undo and redo buttons, annoyingly, don't do very much at the moment. I think there's only like certain things that they can actually affect. So I find myself hitting function undo so many times and then being like, nope, doesn't undo that. I have to do it manually. Undoing what you've just recorded in would be really useful. Undo and redo on that, I think. Like as a basic kind of thing to be able to do, but we shall see. Right, that was really out of time, but I can change that, that's fine. Right, so where are we? Yeah, because it started there. So you'll notice, or you won't notice because it's too small to read. On the, basically I've just recorded, so I created set length to 128 steps. I've just recorded on the second half of it. So I want the length to be 64 steps, and I want it on the first half. So I don't think I can copy them all at once, annoyingly. But I can copy them individually. Which is a little bit tedious. But it works. And I can put them back in different places as well. For my lack of talent playing the keyboard on this. I mean, hooking up a MIDI keyboard to this works really well. Enables you to play stuff a lot easier. I wonder if it's destructive. Because last time I talked about the fact you can change the pattern length on the Polyend Tracker and it's non-destructive. I've just got rid of those notes, but at some point I'll test out whether it's non-destructive on this as well. I want to go down, because otherwise it's going to do something weird. Well, we're just testing whether it's non-destructive because I went to 1 and then went back again. It is non-destructive. Oh, I deleted. No, I didn't want to delete. Okay, let's see how that works. If that works. Don't like that note anyway. You see, it says bus 10 again rather than it being what we had earlier. Is that I wonder what causes that. I wonder what dictates what it shows there, because it's different again. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's just a little bit where you're like, but it didn't say that before, and my kind of attention to detail brain isn't actually that attentive to detail. Gets annoyed by it. What do I want to do with this? That probably. This. So the buses also have a sequencer. So in theory, a sequencer that also has page length, by the way, just to confuse you. So what I want to do is create a parameter block I want to see if I can create a parameter lock to basically turn the delay up at the end of the note. I know it probably is partly because I've got notes coming in the middle of a 16-step bar, but I swear there that the sequences aren't lining up between the buses and the tracks. And then the first note should hit now. No, comes in half. but that would mean that this is not in sequence. Hang on. If I reset everything, start again. Right. So if you change the pattern length when you're midway through a bar and the sequence is running on a bus track, or maybe even on every track, it might be out of sync unless you double tap to stop to get it all in sync again. So that's an exciting thing, isn't it? Right, how long is this note? Right, so 9's where I want to be. So on 9, on the FX, I want the feedback to go to 88. And then when it gets to the next note, I want it to stop it doing that. Yeah, that works. Cool. It's a bit clunky. There's something weird going on in the middle. But for the purposes of today, it's fine. I'll sort it out later on. But it's nice that you can do stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of cool. So where I was talking about the difference between the Tracker Plus and the Tonverk and affecting notes after they've played, it appears buses and maybe send channels are the way to do that on the Tonverk rather than it being on the actual channel. Cool. What are we going to do now? Some kind of pad maybe. How long have we been going for? Only 46 minutes. Right, samples. Go on here. Wow, what's this? Go with some organ. Some of these samples might not work because so samples. The Tonverk is way more picky about samples than the Tracker Plus is. So I've got a stupid amount of samples on the Tracker Plus SD card, and they all work on the Tracker Plus. I put a handful of them onto the SD card for the Tonverk, and some of them it says, nah, don't like it. I haven't looked at them in detail to find out what's causing that, but it's interesting that it's more picky. But then again, the flip side to that is I think it sounds better. And that's a weird, I don't really have much to base that on because I believe they both work at the same bit rate, and etc. But I think the stuff coming out of the Tonverk sounds better. And I've noticed it before when watching other people doing stuff. It's like, oh, somebody's using an Elektron box for a jam, and even the older stuff, and it's like the jam sounds better. And I don't know whether you've got more flexibility on Elektron boxes for EQ and compression and that kind of stuff. So you're, I don't know, compressing it a bit more before it goes into your box or into your computer or however you record videos. But it's, yeah, I do feel like the Elektron boxes sound good, which is kind of what you want. Let's use that. One. That's also a weird thing, is that you can, I'm sure there's a way of loading samples to different slots, but I haven't really investigated too much. I've just kind of got on with making music, so. I also read the manuals to what the different modes are in the grainer. So that's quite a nice drone note. And then we can do some stuff with that. So what's going on here? Where? Oh, I'm in P-Logs, that's why. Do I want it to be that note? Probably not, actually. Still want to see. Keep it simple. C3. Right. So what do we give? What we go? We do that. This is quite a powerful tool, the ability to basically carve that grainer sample into like a specific frequency spectrum. It means that you can make sure it doesn't take up the whole mix. See where I'm going next. Again, I need to revisit the manual for what the modes are on the LFO. Why learn a thing when you can just do it on happy accidents, right? I think this A needs to go to the left. And then be drenched in reverb, maybe a little bit chorus. So you can change what's on this end, 13 and 14, 15. I haven't done that yet. I've literally not touched them, I've just used them as they are for anything I've done so far. Good. Right, I'm gonna nip and check something. So enjoy that whilst I do it. Right, I'm back. I did create a, hang on, where is it? A Be Right Back got a piece green, but I should have used that. That would have been nice. Cool. Where are we at? So, do I want to bemoan the lack of program changes on the Polyend Tracker more, or shall I just create a lead? I think I'll just create a lead. Let's just make music rather than talk about issues. Let's go for... Right. So, a lot of the talk about the Tonverk on the internet is basically about creating a system for yourself, so you know where things are in terms of what's on what track. So Pro for the Tracker Plus, it's got track names, so I can see that I've got kicks, snare and hats on 1, 2 and 3. Tonverk doesn't have that. it has pattern names, which sit at the top, and I haven't named this pattern, so it's not got that. But you don't know, it's kind of tricky to tell what's on each track. So, you know, I can go to track 1 and I can look at the source. It tells me it's a sub-track, and it tells me it's a multiplayer, and it tells me it's grainer. But it doesn't tell me what sample or noise that I'm hearing is on each thing. So basically what people are saying on the internet is you have to create your own kind of system where you're like, all my drums go on track 1, all my bass on 2, grainers on 3, etc. or similar, so that you don't get confused as to where anything is, which I completely understand and get. And that's also why I sent the Polyend Tracker into a bus rather than into a track, because I think that I'd probably get more confused if I had it going into a track and then going from that into a bus. But yeah, let's go for some melody. Do we want to do this with a sample or a multiplayer? I haven't turned anything else on, so we can't do it with MIDI, definitely. Let's do multiplayer. So, I don't know if you can see this, but the instruments that I'm going for at the moment, and what I use for the bass, are from the Red Wings recording pack that you released recently. They're really good, and they're named really well, so you can tell what they are. Because although the Elektron stuff is named kind of okay, you know, stringy's gonna be stringed instrument. You don't really know what it is until you try it. They're all really I want to say they're all really affected as well, if that makes sense. I don't find the onboard sounds very useful. They're okay. But it's like, if I wanted a flute, I'd fire up the MT101. No offence to Elektron. Because it would be a more straightforward flute that I could then do stuff to myself, if that rather than whatever that was. We're in C, probably. Keep it simple. Noodle first, right, let's use that. It's quite a nice sound, really. I think, so this is where, so if I make this 128 long, and I could just noodle for 128 steps, create something, which is what I'm going to do, sorry. But then if I have it as pattern change 64, if I then decide to add another pattern, I can change mid-noodle, as it were. I assume that's how that works. It has tripped me up a little bit in the past though, because I've got those as different numbers. Because when it jumps, it's, unless you've got you can't do transitions. Not transitions. You can't do tails. Tails is the word I'm looking for. So if you've got a reverb pedal that has tails or a delay pedal that has tails, when you turn the pedal off, the tails, the reverb or the delay carries on going. That obviously doesn't happen on this when you change pattern. So if you've got long notes that go over the bar line, or the pattern change, it just chops them off, and you've got to be a bit wary of that with longer samples and longer drawn out phrases. Pro tip. Unpro tip. What's the opposite? Professional. Hobbyist tip. Do it in vibrato, it's nicer. But again, do you see what I'm saying about it being like, it's like 0 to 7's not too bad. It's quite an extreme effect quite quickly. Right. Wish I'd hooked up my MIDI keyboard now. Wow, 120 steps is long. This is going to sound terrible. I want to test something out. How bad was that? Right, so if we go into, no, not that, chord mode, and we say we're in C minor, no, we say we're in C. Chromatic type major. Ionian. C Ionian. IEC major. And then we force it to chord. Right. And then we do transform. What transform is option? Placement, randomize, placement, reverse. Okay, so there's no transform that's note based. That's annoying. Wish there was. So that's randomised placement, which is probably going to make it sound even worse. If you've just tuned in, I'm really sorry. Right, my plan now is to sanity check this a little bit and then make every note the same length and then get rid of anything that sounds terrible. Oh, that's a quarter note. Yeah, that'll do. Can we save this sequence? I need to play piano more, then this wouldn't be happening. Yeah, hang on. Short note in there, I thought, saw it in a minute. I'm just going to try something. So this note is C8. So if I put a trigger here, it is... Come on, music theory, don't fail me now. G7. Almost. Polyphony comes into play because you can create interesting stuff like this, right? Again, a quality of life feature that would be good they have the option for the sequencer for the buttons at the bottom to follow the sequence across. Love that pause text. Okay, that pause at the end. Completely unintentional. I was just about to go and look and see what was happening. But yeah, it'd be great if the buttons along the bottom would follow along with the sequence, or have the option to do that. Which again, but I think that, so people are asking for it to repeat the same section over and over again. Which again, probably do it. Because here it's like, I've got to go and find the right page. To see why they're not working. So you love that pause. I'm not sure I love that pause. Let's make the pause shorter. I'm also not entirely sure why that's pausing at the end. Oh, love that pause text. You mean the go to the toilet one? Okay, yeah, that makes more sense now. I thought you were talking about the music. Cheers, Tabby. Right, so why is this last bar sounding weird? Why is it not playing that note for the whole bar? And then why is it not playing that for part of the bar? Cutting it off on 10. Is there a P lock on 10 or something? Might be an amp thing. Yeah, it's probably an amp thing. So, Tonverk, and I believe other Elektron boxes, note length only gets you so far, because if your amp is set such, it'll stop because of the amp rather than the note length. You see, after playing in some weird randomness, we then created something that's quite nice. Yeah? Still cutting off though, isn't it? Interesting. I don't want to give it infinite sustain because that won't work. Cool, well, we'll run with it. I might save some stuff in case of chaos. Where are we at? 117, 118. I might save some stuff and then we can run from there. Oh, you can save stuff on the Tonverk at least. Oh, you can save stuff on the Tonverk at least, and I think on the Polyend Tracker whilst the sequence is running. Brain fart. Congruous uttermost. Can I? No. I don't know. What am I going to call this? Call it brain fart. Not fitting at all, but it'll do for now. What does the tracker want to call it? Tracker wants to call it Evanescent Paper. Yeah, that's a better name. Let's call it that. How riveting is this, watching me slowly name stuff. I don't know how to get that screen up where you can see all the characters, just out of interest, so I again could read the manual or somebody could tell me. And I don't know if that would be any quicker. I know I can use the wiggly thing, but it's really sensitive, especially if you push it down. How fast is that? I feel a lot of stuff on this is either slow mode or super fast mode, and there's no in between. And then with the effects, it's either like really subtle or not subtle at all. I guess it's learning, isn't it? Learning how to work your boxes. Cool. Saved. Ooh, that's interesting. So the Tracker Plus, if you change the pattern with the arrows, it changes exactly in time. So I wish that the arrow behaviour was what it did with CC messages to change patterns, but sadly not. Do you want to talk about mute states? I prefer to have it on pattern mute, which again is per project. So there's no global settings that I can find to do this, and every time I forget how to turn it on. Function and something turns it from, it lets you change the mute state. And it's not function and mute, because function and mute is routing. It's slightly illogical. Trick mode in time. No, it's gone again. It's the one thing I keep having to look in the manual to remember how to change the mute states. I feel like function and mute should be what mute state it is, and I feel like routing should have its own separate button, because it's such a massive part of this box. It makes kind of no sense to do it that way, but I don't know, the choices were made. I guess another button's another button to put somewhere. Anyway, yeah, mute states are specific to the project, maybe even specific to specific to the project, and they can either be global, which is when you get green buttons, or per pattern when you get purple buttons. There's a way to change it. Can't remember what button is to change that. And it's unhelpfully not one of the little shift functions that's shown on the front. But the other thing that people moan about is that the mute's like instant. So it's not like it mutes it. There's no setting to mute it like at the end of the bar or at the end of the steps. It does it straight away, which has its positives. I used that at the weekend to mute and unmute stuff, but I can see why some people don't like it. Luckily, it doesn't mute, delay trails and stuff going on in buses and sends and things, so you can like do what I just did there, where it fades out. Right, hour and 24 minutes. I might call it there. I don't think people are sticking around for very long anyway, but cheers Davy, who I think has been sticking around. And yeah, I'll let everybody get on with the rest of their Wednesdays. And yeah, maybe see you next Wednesday. Can't think of any reason why not. I guess something to talk about, or something that I'm thinking about, just if you want to talk in the comments about this, or tell me your opinions on this. I'm not using the performance effects screen on the Tracker Plus enough to warrant having the big box Tracker Plus. Which means that actually, do I need the big box when I have the mini? Because every other function apart from that performance page is fairly intuitive and quick to do on the mini, and it's not like I play these rubber pads live. So the Tracker Plus is definitely on the chopping block, compounded by its inability to accept program changes, and the whole issue around the fact that if you send a CC message, it waits to the end of the pattern and before it jumps. So it doesn't. I can't control it from the Tonverk in a way I want to control it from Tonverk. So the options I've currently got are, I could, well, in the short term, I might move the MC101 down onto the desk, because that does accept program changes, but I need to look at how that plays with Tonverk, and whether it does it instantly or whether it's an end of bar thing. I think you can change that in the MC101 with the master step length parameter. So I might move the MC101 down in the short term. But then the long term is, do I get another Elektron box to replace the Tracker Plus on the desk? And then would that sensibly be something sample based like a Digitact when I've got samples on the Tonverk, or is something like a Syntact more interesting? Although lots of rumours around will the Syntact get samples in the update that possibly is out by now today. But yeah, is this Syntact more interesting? Do I move away from using samples for drums and actually create some drum sounds myself that I like? Because on this, on the Tracker Plus, I've never really gone into the perk synth and really mucked around with the sounds in terms of doing synthesis on them. Yeah. So the Syntact is obviously very much that. It's taking the sound they give you and then changing it using the parameters on the box to create something you want or something you like. And is that what I need to be doing now in terms of my personal development? My development of doing this kind of stuff. Because I've either used samples or I've used the drum station rack, which is very much, this is a 909 sound. You can tweak it slightly, but it's not going to go completely off-piste and can be completely different. And then I've used the perk sounds on the Tracker, but I've never really delved into tweaking them massively. So maybe a Syntact would be quite a good thing to get to really drill down and get into some kind of drum synthesis type stuff, if I want to do that. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know. You're taking the Tracker Plus off my desk. You're putting another box in that hopefully accepts program changes from the Tonverk to basically be the drums. Maybe some bass. What would you put in that slot? And the reason I want to do this, I'm aware that I've only used 4 tracks on the Tonverk so far, but it can quite quickly fill up because there's only 8 tracks. Somebody on the internet said, well, use subtracks, create your own drum beats on the Tonverk. And I'm like, yes, but when I use subtracks, I always want to send, the snare to the reverb more than the kick. And I haven't figured out a way with subtracks of doing that. So I need to dig into the Tonverk more to see. I need to dig into the Tonverk more to see if the sends are per. Yeah. So the sends are for all the subtracks, not And yeah, the output on the bus output in the center for all of the sounds in the subtrack track. Yeah. Oh, I can't speak. I need to finish. All of the sounds in the top track, not just individual sounds, which means that yeah, I can't like put loads of reverb on a snare and have a clean kick, which I often do quite a lot, or want to do quite a lot. So then you're into, you know, using up 4 or 5 tracks just for drums if you want to be processing them separately. And so that's why in my head it's like Tonverk is a melody machine. It's called Tonverk. I need a drum, maybe some bass machine to go with it. Yeah, so what would you replace the Polyend Tracker with? Sorry, that was a really long, winding, rambling way of getting to that point. But yeah, anyway, thanks everybody for watching. If you are, you know, like, subscribe, do all the things you do, if you want to. And yeah, I'll do another one of these next Wednesday. My fear is that I'm just generating lots of half-finished things that I'll never finish. But who knows, maybe I'll actually finish some of the things I do on streams and then create an album out of them or something. But yeah, yeah, I might just play this for a little bit and then say goodbye. All right, bye.